How you doing everyone? Dan here with a quick Escape from Tarkov news update. Approximately 1 hour ago, there was a Q&A with Nikita for Haybox released on social media and of course the Tarkov forum. The Q&A reads as follows. Let's jump straight into it. Question number 1. Over the past few years, we have seen some maps getting reworked or getting expansion. Woods and Lighthouse receive new points of interest. Some of the older maps have one point of interest as of now. Resort for Shoreline, D2 for Reserve. Is the future rework or expansion of the maps planned, and maybe you can give some insight into what we can expect? Nikita answered with, most likely. In the future, there will be some expansions for sure, but right now, all the level designers and environment artists are focused on Streets of Tarkov. This is the main thing right now. We don't have anything planned for expansions in the nearest future, but they will definitely be added to the game later. Question number 2 reads, how does the balancing of the game work right now? For example, we have seen M80 being moved past Peacekeeper level 3 at the start of the wipe. Can we expect more dynamic changes to weapons, ammo and other gear in the future? Nikita responds, yes, of course. As I said several times, in the future, especially after or upon release, there will be a rework of everything. We constantly rebalance things every major patch, so yes, there will definitely be more changes, more rebalancing and everything. Question number 3. In previous wipes, we have seen new types of in-game events where traders were completely locked and players had to achieve a shared goal in order to unlock them. What was the most important lesson you learned from those events? Nikita's reply, first of all, the statistics. We actually gathered a lot of information and data for future events like that one. And I think the next events like this will be more balanced and interesting. So the first thing for us was to gather statistics, and we did a lot of changes for the future plans related to this type of events. Question 4. What is the current status of the customizable armor hitbox system? Can you share some details on how it will work in-game? Will players who choose extra protection be punished with movement reduction and weight increase, and how easily the possibility to modify armor hitboxes will be? Nikita responds, this feature is frozen for now. When we first started working on this feature, there were a lot of people assigned to it, but we decided to move a big part of them to make more important stuff. We decided to add a simplified version of this feature by adding armor zones, so each body armor will have front, rear, side slots to insert armor plates. This will be easy to use. Regarding the customizable rigs feature, it will be pretty easy to do because there will be presets and everything, so it will not be hard to make your own configuration of your rig. Of course, there will be several types of parameters for gear, adding different debuffs. For example, if you have a heavyweight rig, it will drain your mobility. So you won't be able to make Juggernaut type body armor without any punishment. And again, the full feature will be available with or after the release, but before that, we will add custom armor zones which will introduce a more realistic approach to body armor and hitboxes. Question 5. One of the most frequently asked questions is the process of the development of Streets of Tarkov. Is there a plan to share a roadmap of the projects BSG is working on at the moment, like optimization of Lighthouse, Arena DLC, etc.? Nikita responds, we don't have an exact roadmap with the dates, at least publicly. We do have our own roadmap, but it's secret information. Right now we are working on Streets of Tarkov, Arena, and a really big amount of technical stuff related to optimization and networking. And it's also related to Streets of Tarkov and the future storyline quests. Anything related to this is what we're mostly focused on. The arena is being worked on by a different team, so it is a separate process. Other than that, we're not doing anything new or groundbreaking. Right now, we're focused on really big and complicated tasks. Question 6. The co-op offline mode has been released with the last patch. What are your impressions of it, and is it planned to develop further? Nikita responds, of course, just yesterday we discussed what we need to further implement into co-op offline mode. We will add a lot of different parameters. You'll be able to really set up your raid. You'll see. There will be a lot of cool tweaks that will add different features into co-op mode. I personally love the co-op mode because it allows you to roleplay and create scenarios and record them, showcasing them on YouTube or streams. So it's really interesting to see different scenarios that player develop. It's really cool. Question 7. It was mentioned earlier that BSG might release a mobile app for hideout and traders management in Escape from Tarkov. Do you still have plans for it, or have you decided to focus on other projects first? Nikita. Yes, we still have plans for that. We have actually designed everything. We have all of the needed assets like art, etc. We just need to actually start working on it. There's a high possibility that it will be available upon release. Question 8. Has any consideration been given to introducing a creative mode or observer perspective in the offline mode for players to master the game quicker? Nikita says it's possible in the offline mode and also most likely in co-op too, so there will be a player who will have an ability to spectate in a free look mode and record a custom perspective of a fight or a custom scenario. So yes, there will be an observer feature. Question 9. At the moment, some hideout features are introduced to slow down the progression and don't have a substantial role to play. Can we expect some features to be reworked and become more viable for players? For example, security protecting from scavs breaching in, etc. Nikita responds with, I don't know. Of course, we have a lot of ideas related to the hideout, and we actually have some new features for the hideout planned to come out soon. I cannot tell you which features exactly, but we need to see. Hideout is more like a service thing, so interactions or some kind of action in it could not be right, because the hideout is a symbol of your home. The idea to add a more substantial thing is pretty cool, but we don't know what to actually add. We need to think about it. Question number 10. Some players think that the current AI is still at a high level of difficulty, but with a single behavioral pattern. Will you consider increasing the intelligence of the AI or mimicking the player's behavior as much as possible? Or what are the next changes to the AI? Nikita replies, this type of thing is being developed and changed constantly. Of course, we want to create AI that will look and feel like real players. I cannot tell you the exact changes because it's a big list of different fixes, changes in behavior and everything, and the new bosses always add some new features to the AI in general. So all I can say is that the AI is constantly being worked on and reworked. The AI is something that cannot be completed in, for example, 2 months. It will be constantly changing. I feel that even after release, we will still be changing it to make it more realistic and everything. Question 11. How do you feel about the fact the game mode of Escape from Tarkov is being copied by game makers around the world as it becomes a global hit? Would you be concerned if a game was copied from Escape from Tarkov? Nikita responds with, of course we don't like direct copies of Escape from Tarkov. We don't like developers stealing our assets and everything, but in general, it's always a good thing when someone is trying to make something better without any negative effects or statements. It's always a good thing for the game development industry. It's a pleasure for us that we created something new, and it's okay if a game utilizes a mechanic from EFT. But if it's a direct copy or rip-off, then we don't like it or support it. That's it. Question 12. The most discussed question in the community is whether or not Escape from Tarkov is coming to Steam. Many players are waiting, so can you leak to us when you plan on coming to Steam? Or what do you think it takes to launch on Steam? Nikita responds with, it's not a problem to launch on Steam, and yes, we have talked about it pretty often. I think we will launch it on Steam after release, maybe after several months. That's the plan. Question 13 and the final question. We cannot ignore the problem of cheaters when it comes to FPS games. Would it be possible to add some sort of reporting feedback mechanism, such as messages from NPCs, to inform users of the progress of their reports in the game? What are the more powerful initiatives to renovate the cheaters? Nikita responds with, yes, the feedback system will be added and you'll be able to see if the player you reported got banned or not. For the second question, the in-game reports actually work. There aren't many initiatives planned because we have a lot of stuff related to busting cheaters, and it works pretty well because all of the stuff is linked to close work with the BattleState anti-cheat. So this creates a whole system of cheater busting and reporting. If it's about public initiatives, then I think the reports are the most useful thing in the game right now. Maybe we will add something more to that later, but right now it's working and it all depends on every aspect of the system. Every module of the anti-cheat must work correctly. So there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A from Nikita. Some absolutely awesome questions being asked there, and thankfully Nikita was very, very open and shared the info that he could. Of course, there are a lot of secrets there still, and we all know Nikita. He always likes to surprise us and allow us to discover things ourselves. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you very soon.